2026. God can woke us up one more time. God can start us on our way. God can clothe us in our right mind. And I hope and pray that all our limbs are working properly. I just look at life and I look at people that call themselves Christians. Somebody that believe in God. They done been baptized. They go to church. They pay their tithes. And then they go give God a couple of hours on a Sunday and maybe an hour or 45 minutes on a Tuesday or Wednesday for Bible study. But then they go home right after they leave service on a Sunday or on Tuesday or Wednesday Bible study. And then he go and he hunt down black and brown people in a country that's all the way across the ocean. Build big old ships and go hunt them down like you go hunt down an animal. Then you bring them back to your country and then you make them slaves. You don't give them no rights. You rape their women. You hang their men and they burn their men at the stake. You cut their private parts off and stick it in their mouth because they looked at a white woman. And ever since you've been here in North America and you killed the indigenous people, you alone, no other race and no other sex have had anything to do with writing the Constitution and the law. You, the prejudiced white man, you wrote those laws 100% for white folks. You didn't write them for women. You didn't write them for blacks. You didn't write them for all the other indigenous people that was already here. You wrote those laws exclusively for white folks and to give white folks power and to let white folks own all the land and all the resources that they're going to take for them to live. You wanted to make white folks like a god. You wanted to be Nimrod. When he came to the plain and he saw that it was a good land, and he said to himself and to his people, we need to, right here in this plain, we need to make a name for ourselves. Not for God and not for Christ. Right here on this plain, in this good land, we need to make a name for ourselves. So they went about to build a tower. And they said to themselves how great we is. And we're going to make a name for ourselves. No matter how treacherous or how evil we be, we just gonna make a name for ourselves. That's what we gonna do. Because we better than everybody else. We superior to everybody else. But over a 500-year period, you finally realize that just because you achieve those things over 500 a year is not because you are strong. It's not because you so wise. It's that you so weak. You can't hold your woman. So you don't want to give them no rights. You don't want to give them no freedom. But you can't keep and satisfy your woman. Most of the companies, if it wasn't for the black and the brown people, you would have drove them bankrupt too. Everything that you good at is hate. It's division. It's lust for power. It's lust for money. It's lust for being accepted. But you're never going to be accepted. All the atrocities that you have done century after century, generation after generation, all that atrocity that you've done, all the rape and all the murder, all the lying and all the backstabbing. It's coming back to bite you. You done had your last victory. You on your last leg. Like I told you before, whatever you're going to do, just do quickly. We ain't no more afraid of you than you think we are of you. You bleed and everything just like us. But guess what? We done been through the fire. But we didn't get consumed. We have been down in the valley. We done been through the water, but the water still didn't overflow us. 500 years or a head start with your foot around our neck the whole time. And God still multiplied the black and the brown people, where we 90% of the world's population. How do you think that we got to be 90% of the world's population? When the white man, the white prejudiced man, not all white people, the white prejudiced people, and all the other prejudiced people, prejudice have no place, and no matter what race you is, prejudice have no place. In these last days, it ain't about just race no more. It's about power. It's about principality in high places. That's what it's all about. We're not fighting against flesh and blood. That's what the Bible said. We are fighting against a spirit, a evil and dark spirit. Showdown! Showdown! Show yourself! Show yourself. You think that you bad. You think that you strong. You think that you smart. You think that you are God. I don't think that you'll know God. I don't think you that powerful. You want people to think you powerful. You seen the movies? You seen how many black people hung on trees? That still didn't stop us. You seen us burn at the stake? That still didn't stop us. That didn't stop us from growing to 90% of the world's population. You don't made the gravest mistake that you ever made. No one is gonna be allowed to take away our freedom. The Constitution of the United States is clear. There's no gray area there. Either you with the Constitution and you with God in Christ, or you against it. You got to make a decision which way you gonna go and what side you gonna take. But the battle is coming. And the Bible tells us that we need to always be ready. Because we don't know the day or the hour or the minute or the second that they may come. You big and bad, come on. Come on and get it. If you think that you are God and you think that you all knowing and all seeing and all powerful, come get it. Come and get it. And watch your sons and watch your daughters fall. Watch your husband and your wife fall. Watch your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren fall. No one can stand against the power of the Almighty God. And God is on our side. God is with us. We ain't did anything against the Constitution, and we ain't done nothing against the law. Everybody breaks some laws, and when you break the law, I believe that you should be punished. But you ain't gonna come down on me without a cause. I have every right in the Constitution and by my God and Christ. How can you enter into a strong man's house except first you got to bind that strong man? You got to bind me before you come take my house. Because I ain't gonna stand there with my tail tucked between my legs over there in the corner and let you bind up my house and my community and my city and my church family. I just ain't gonna do it. And you shouldn't do it either. Under the Constitution of the United States of America, there is two things that we cannot have. And the Constitution and Republic say that we can do everything in our power to make sure that these two things never happen, all the way to war. That's what the Constitution said. No king and no dictator can ever rule, and the republic still stands. I pledge my allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible with liberty and justice for all. by the Constitution of the United States, we don't have to let no man, woman, or child become a dictator or a king. It just can't happen. If you was ever had to choose to die on a hill, this hill is it. This ain't no play game. This ain't no trial run. This ain't no experiment. This is the real deal. President Trump and his minion is trying to take away the freedom of the black and the brown people and the women and the white people to help us. They done already gutted the Civil Rights Act. They done already got rid of affirmative action. They done already gutted the Voting Rights Act. They done already overturned a woman's right to choose. No more. No more. We don't have to let them do it. They don't have no more rights under the Constitution of the United States of America than I do or you do. No man, woman, and child is above the law. Whatsoever that man soweth, we shall make him reap. We shall make him reap what he sowed. If you sow love, we'll give love. If you sow peace, we'll give peace. If you sow love, joy, and long suffering, I agree with that. But if you bring discourse, if you bring lies and disrespect and dishonor to the Constitution of the United States of America, we have every right under the Constitution to make sure that that doesn't happen. You think you bad? Bring it. I don't want anybody to die. That's why I've been on this broadcast for around 15 months now. I believe in love and joy and peace and long suffering. First, I want to love God, and I want Christ to lead and guide me in the way that he would have me to go. And I want to love my sisters and brothers the same way Christ loved us. While we were still yet in our sin, Christ came down through 42 generations. Christ went down that Damascus road. Christ was lied on. Christ was beaten. Christ was spit on. Christ was beat all night long, and he died. And he went to hell for 3 days and 3 nights. And while he was there, he defeated the devil, and he set us free. We are free. We have the freedom to speak. We have the freedom of the press. We have the freedom of the Second Amendment to bear arms. We have freedom of religion. We have freedom to petition our government. And we have the freedom to assemble. No one can infringe on my freedom. If you try to infringe on my freedom, you are the enemy of God and you're the enemy of Christ. And if you are an enemy of God and you are an enemy of Christ and you are an enemy of the Constitution of the United States of America, you my enemy too. If you step out of bounds, I'm not going to tuck my tail and run. I'm going to stand for what God called me to do. I'm going to stand with my loins girded, with my sword on my side, with my breastplate on to protect my vital organs. And then I want the helmet of salvation to protect my brain. And I'm going to stand for justice. And I'm going to stand for freedom. And I'm going to stand for integrity. And I'm going to stand for God and Christ. And I'm going to stand for the Constitution of the United States of America. So help me God. Thank you.